In today in the class, we are going to discuss the router Hertz criterion special case. The procedure we discussed in previous section, the fail if we come across the following situation in the array. Today class we will follow the some section is will follow. For that reason, number one, the route array sometime may have a zero. The route array sometime may have a zero in the first column of the row. Second is the router array sometime may have a all zero in entire row. For this in cases when the first element of row is 0, when a first element of row is 0, suppose it is a router array. When the first element of row is 0, when the suppose the to the for the first element of row is 0, the value 2, here is 3, then this time we simplify the replace the 0, we simplify or the replace the 0 with a very small positive number. Now we simply replace the 0 with a very small positive number. The small positive number is epsilon. The value of epsilon is then allowed to approach the 0. Then we have to examine the sign of the entire of the first column. So it is the special case of Routh Hurwitz criterion. Let's take a example for a clear confusion. Determine the stability of the system whose characteristic equation is given by. It is the characteristic. This equation is given by the first step. Will follow the first row coefficient. Can write the s to the power 5 2 into s to the power 4 plus 3s cube plus 6s square plus 5s plus 3. It is the characteristic equation. The first row coefficient is the first row coefficient. First row coefficient. It is the second row coefficient. For the first row and second row, by selecting the alternate and the coefficient, suppose the first row coefficient 1 3 5, and the 1 3 5. Second row coefficient is 2 2 6 3, and the maximum power is s to the power 5, and the s to the power 4, s to the power 3, to the power square up to s to the power 0, power 0. And the same procedure will apply here. The previous class discuss about the simplify the router array criteria. The procedure is multiply with 2 into 3, 2 into 3 minus 6 into 1 is divided by 2. For the s to the power 3, 2 into 5, 2 into 5 into 3 into 2 into 5 minus 3 into 1 divided by 2. Their output result is 0. Output result is 0. Here in the output result is 10 minus 3 by 2. Their result is 7 by 2. Their result is 2. Here 1 3 5 is a coefficient, 2 6 3 and 0 7 by 2. For the router Hertz titanium special case, the route array sometime may have 0. The sometime may have 0 in the first column of the row. It is the 0, the first column of a row. When the first element of row is a 0, we simply replace the 0 with a very small positive number. This 0 is replaced by the very simple positive number. This positive number is epsilon. Here I will write the epsilon instead of 0. This is the array first row, it is the second row, and the third row. The find the value of the calculation is 0. 0 is replaced with a very small positive number. The positive number is epsilon, epsilon naught or epsilon, and the value is 7 by 2. Value is 7 by 2. Here the blank, no value here, we can write here 0. Then the next step for to the power 2. Here the same procedure, the epsilon is multiplied with 6. This side and write for a rough 6 multiply with epsilon minus 7 by 2 into 2 divided by epsilon. For the to the power 2 and epsilon minus 7 by epsilon. The next is epsilon is multiplied with 3. The 3 in multiply epsilon minus 2 into 0 is divided by epsilon. Their output result is 3. We get the result of the equation 3. Value is 3. Here the no value you can write 0. For the to the power 1, this equation is multiplied with 7 by 2 minus into epsilon into 3. Here 6 into epsilon minus 7 by epsilon is multiplied with 7 by 2 minus 3 into epsilon divided by 6 epsilon minus 7 by epsilon. The 6 epsilon minus 7 by epsilon is multiplied with 7 by 2 minus 3 epsilon divided by 6 epsilon minus 7 by epsilons. After the calculation, the equation, we get the equation after the calculation. The output result is after the calculation of the equation 42 epsilon minus 49 minus 6 epsilon not square by 12 epsilon minus 42. It is the output result of this equation. This output result in this portion I will write here 42 epsilon minus 49 minus 6 epsilon the square by 12 epsilon minus 14. Here is 0, here is 0. epsilon, this portion is multiplied with 0, minus epsilon is multiplied with 0. After the calculation I will get the value of the equation is 0. Next is for the s to the power 0 is this portion is multiplied with 3, minus is multiplied with 0. For the s to the power 0, this portion is multiplied with 3, minus this portion is multiplied with 0. Total whole number is divided by this portion. Then the output value will get for after the calculation is 3, and the value is no value, we can write here 0. The first element in the fourth row, is 6 epsilon minus 7 by epsilon. The first element in the fourth row in the fourth row is 6 epsilon minus 7 by epsilon. When the epsilon stands to 0, the sign of the element is negative. The sign of the element is negative. Sign is negative. The first element in the fifth row, the first element is fifth row is the first element, the fifth row is 42 epsilon minus 49 minus 6 epsilon the square divided by 12 epsilon minus 14. When epsilon tends to 0, the limiting value is is 49 divided by 14, which is positive. And the first element in the fifth row is the value is when epsilon tends to 0, then limiting value is 49 by 14, which is positive. This value I will get for the putting the value of epsilon, not is epsilon tends to 0. This value is positive. For the router array, we can note that there are two sign change in the first column. The two sign change in the first column. Here the s to the power 3, the sign is here positive. From the router array, we can note that there are two sign change in the first column. Therefore, the system is unstable with two poles in the right half plan. Here the first has 3 is to the power 3, their sign is positive, and their sign is to the power 2, their sign is negative. The first element in the fourth row it is their value, the output value is negative. The output value will get after the calculation, their value will be this portion. Those 3 is positive, is a negative, this is 1 is a positive. For the outer arrow, we can note that there are two sign change. There are two sign change. First is plus, second is minus, and after that minus is converted to plus. Therefore, the system is unstable with a two poles in right half plane. Therefore, the system is is the system is unstable with two poles in the right half plane. So it is the special case of router array when 0 is present in the first element of a row.